is officially Dark Crown and Matthew Forsaken are the newest signees, the newest members of the ROEW roster. Boy, I don't even better than this, but you just wait until next week because something else tells me there's going to be more ROEW talk along the way. And that match between Aaron Blaze and Jack Delta, I still haven't asked you yet about. But let me get to some more comments here because a lot of people really want to tune in. There he is, Mr. DG Colt himself. How you doing, my friend? He says, let's effing go, James. Yep, we are here live, and I'm excited about that. And the man, as I said, I kind of gave you a warning for. I'm going to mention about 5 or so minutes from now, Jason Storm, the Cyclone, the man a part of BYW. Yes, what do you want to say about it?
I acknowledge this for you, Jason Storm. There you go, hot shot. I went to your door the other day and caught your ring camera, and I left you a message, Mr. Storm. Did you get that? I know the whole world saw the message, and it was posted. I mean, it was the damnedest thing. I knocked on your door, nobody answered. It was dark, and I saw the little red light come on, so I left a message for you. I hope that you received it.
I don't know. I mean, he's here in the chat, so I'm sure we'll get a few things in that. And also, I want to point out, I'm going to have this on the air, a Pepsi Lime. So,
Pepsi Lime.
Yeah, Pepsi Lime. I saw it in the store.
I am drinking my water because as a 40-year-old, I don't need to have a whole bunch of sugary drinks. But I miss Pepsi. Don't get me wrong. I miss.
Well, I'm always drinking sugary drinks, but then again, that's because I'm always live on this platform. But speaking of people. Oh, yeah, there you go. Speaking of people that I'm sure will be here also very soon, Mr. Justin Parsley, the first free wrestler, another man you've also interviewed.
I'd like to say something about Mr. Parsley real quick before you go to the next. I'm sorry, Tom. I apologize.
You're James Taylor. You have 83,000 followers on TikTok. The floor is yours. What?
Hey, man,
and that's what?
Mr. Justin Parsley, you owe me a Broken Skull American Lager, but number 2, I would like to face Justin Parsley one day. I hope someday in the future I'll get to cross paths with him, and that would be a hell of a matchup. But go ahead.
Wait. Did I just hear that you would love to wrestle Justin Parsley in a matchup?
I would love to wrestle Justin Parsley. I would love to wrestle Dark Kron, and I'd love to wrestle Omen Black and Soldier GP, and CJ Black. I mean, yeah, and I'd love to face those guys. They're great. Jason Storm, I might need a clothespin whenever I go in there because something tells me he's not Mr. Clean, he's Mr. Smelly.
Did you see? Wait a minute. Did you see Jack Delta's story on Instagram a few weeks ago where he opined about wrestlers that might not, let's just say, have the best, I guess, body odors, you might want to say, and putting it in a nice way. What do I know?
Actually, I know I did not see that, but it's fine. It's fine.
He talked about wrestlers that he didn't mention wrestlers by name, but he more or less talked about that. Wrestlers sometimes forget about obviously hygiene and
I don't think he had that problem when he wrestled me because I like to smell good. I'm a smelly good motherfucker.
Well, I'm going to say nothing about that, but I am going to drink my Pepsi Lime. So very quickly, hopefully.
I'll read the comment while you drink. I should have been the first comment, Brand. Hope all is well. Well, Justin, the only reason you weren't the first comment is because you were late to the party. What? Because
really good, by the way.
You've been drinking and driving on the road all this time. What?
By the way, Pepsi Lime. Very good, by the way, have to say.
It sounds good. I used to put a little bit of lime in my Coca-Cola back in the day, but I never tried it.
Yeah, you know what? I do remember that as a kid. I remember my parents doing that when my dad did the lemon, like you put the lemon and go like that. I did remember that. In the bars, they do that, actually. The bars, when I would go out, not that I'm in the bars these days anymore. I don't even drink, but when I would try to go out and fancy a pretty lady. Yeah. Oh, I don't drink. I actually never drank in my life, by the way.
Good.
That's not what people want to hear. Well, that's okay, but you're the owner of 83,000 followers on TikTok and you own ROEW, so you don't need to do anything that you want.
Those 83,000 operatives of mine own me. Okay? I just entertain them.
Speaking of people, I want to say hello to Mr. Alexander Kelly, who I will promise to get on this platform eventually soon. What's good? I don't know. You tell me. Want to congratulate my buddy, Mr. Hillbilly Tilly. Endgame was just released for the Alliance Wrestling. Obviously, they've worked with ROEW in the past, and I got to see glimpses of the show. I'll watch the rest of it when we're off the air, and congratulations to the guys. Had a great venue, a great turnout, a lot of great things ahead, and may have some AWL coverage up very soon here. And I saw Hillbilly Tilly in a segment to kick the show off, rather. I won't spoil it for those that haven't got a chance to check it. Thank you, Alexander, for the nice words. I think C Money was doing the what? He liked you doing the what? And also, hello to the board of directors and management. Shout out to our wonderful boss, the roster, and the fans, social media team. Boy, social media at ROEW is like night and day since you took over. Everybody knows you as this social media darling, and like ROEW is like updating like 10 times a day almost. It's almost like ROEW's become the WWE of the backyard and the underground wrestling circuit. Everywhere I look, it's an ROEW post somewhere.
We got to post.
Everywhere I
We got
look,
to post every
ROEW's
day.
tagging me on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of what you've done.
I built a social media team and I showed them the ropes. I showed them what the magic that we need for ROEW. We need something to do to get this platform going even more. And what can we come up with, guys? I hired a team. We came in, we discussed some things, and now we got a social media post every single day. So always keep your eyes on ROEW because you always got great content.
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more on that. Just saying followers don't matter. But you have 83,000 on TikTok. They definitely matter, right?
Just saying, followers don't matter. So, why do you have to do that, man? Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to say that? I was about to butter you up, but you have to go off and say that. It's because of your own experiences. Followers, in a lot of ways, do matter. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the more followers you gain, that's where you don't have patience, my friend. You need to have patience. He's a young cat, Tom, and I'm going to teach him for a second. You got to have patience when you have low followers because everything will start coming and dropping into the palms of your hand when you start reaching more and more. Because now here I am, 83,000 followers on TikTok. I've got almost 600 on Instagram. I haven't built my Instagram as much, and 40,000 and even more on YouTube alone. And I've got all these little opportunities that are coming about me.
I'm only in the thousands, which to most people is great. Yeah, I'm in the thousands. I'm at 2,282 on Facebook. Actually,
look at
pretty
you.
good.
See,
pretty good. Yeah,
it's way more than me. So you just gotta have patience.
Yeah, listen, everybody's different, but as long as you're happy, that's what counts, right? At the end of the day, Darren Jones says, "Give me a hell yeah." Want to give him Darren a hell yeah?
Oh, hell yeah!
I would do it, but I was on already once before, and I'm not sure my voice can take it. And I have to be on tomorrow with a guy you'll probably be watching, but for different reasons. I'll get to that in a little while. Love when James is on. My favorite memory of you was after you won the King of the Ring and got that promo.
I grew some hair after I fought Jake the Snake, but you see, I don't understand because in '96 I was 12 years old. I don't know how I could have fought him then.
Well, maybe he was confusing you with Stone Cold.
He must have been confused. I don't know. I have no idea. See, I'm wearing a silver necklace, not a gold chain. I'm wearing a silver chain. I've got a black hat on it. Doesn't say Austin on it. I've got a full head of hair on me. I don't know. Yep. I think CJ Black has been a little bit on too much of that juju juice that old Jason Storm's been sipping on that little grandpa's old cough medicine.
I see. Well, I wouldn't know anything about drinking cough medicine. So I'll have to move on from that.
CJ Black is the epiphany of Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. He's just missing a chipped tooth.
I did enjoy that movie, but I don't know if you would enjoy another death match, according to Alexander Kelly.
Death match? I mean, I haven't really had death matches. I've had street fights, no holds barred matches. Those are like my specialty, a no holds barred match.
And, Atomic Titan has to deal with those death matches.
Yeah, but like a legit, because I had light tubes in a match, that was the most extreme I've done. I've done thumbtacks maybe twice. I didn't like the thumbtacks very much. Mm-hmm. I'd rather be hit with a tube of glass than I would thumbtacks. But as far as all the other bullshit with fire and all that, no, you can cut that out on me. That shit ain't happening.
All right. Well,
I've got scars on my body to prove all my wounds.
I believe you. I believe you. I think the public believes you on that. See money. What? Want to know? TVW. What? You want to know your voice? Because my voice isn't the same as yours. I got the New York guy.
See money. What? Want to know at TVW? What? See money rolling out with the victory. What? So, Atomic turned on his ass. 1, 2, 3. What? See money went back to Michigan with a victor. What? Because he's got the money.
So I do have to actually ask you. I never asked you this question. So Stone Cold is from Victoria, Texas. How far were you from Victoria growing up?
So Victoria, Texas is it's about 150 miles from Houston. Okay. And but I was nowhere near that. I was deep down in the middle of Central Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. That's one of the saying, deep in the heart of Texas. I was in a little town called Belton, Texas.
Yes, I
If you
think you
feel
talked about
free to
that.
look that, about an hour north of Austin, straight up I-35. I-35 is one of the largest interstates of the entire United States. Goes as far down as Brownsville, Texas, and all the way up north, almost to Michigan, actually, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
So there you go.
duly noted. Thank you for the geographic lesson. We love the great state of Texas, the Longhorn State. Also, here, Atomic Titan was obviously drunk, according to CJ Black. Probably wasn't expecting to wrestle that night. Don't give C Money too much credit, but C Money's got back to back victories over his brother in the Prestige tournament, and now he beats Atomic
I
Titan. I mean, C Money may have had the best week of his career or so.
I think C Money should actually be declared, and I might get with the production team on this on his next entrance. Right above C Money, it should say the true 7-star superstar C Money.
Or you could say 2-time 7-star superstar and said the outsider, Jack Delta, 2-time 7-star
Two-time.
superstar.
But technically, CJ Black is a two-time as well. So
No,
either way.
actually, because JX and
Oh yeah, it was JX. My bad. My bad. My bad.
yeah, well,
There's 4 guys that are 7-star superstars, and all 4 of them are in ROEW.
that's interesting. Interesting. Softcore King. Yeah. I'm gonna move on from the softcore
Softcore
stuff.
Queen.
He
Put a
called
little
him
queen.
King. He called him King, but I'm gonna move on from
I'm
that.
sorry, Tom. I know you like the kid. I know you bow down to your hardcore king, but
I do like him.
you got to see the light, man. You got to see the light, Tom.
Well,
I
you
know
haven't
I know
given
you
me
see a
a
lot of
chance.
lights.
You haven't given me a chance yet to bestow something on you, but I got to get through these comments first. So you have to hang on tight. There's always, always a catch. Hello, Craven Rage. We may be seeing you soon. Stay tuned for that. I heard that, Kelly. Hello to Diggs, by the way. How you doing, Diggs? What's up? Maybe I don't know where you're from, but thank you for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit the sub button for me on YouTube at Sportswire Radio 6579 and give this man a sub at Taft Taylor on TikTok and also YouTube and Instagram Taft_Taylor and ROEW Backyard Wrestling on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Alexander Kelly would like to say, do the right thing, Titan, defeat Manny Cobra. We'll have to find out at Rebellion. I blame Taylor and Allen for letting this happen with C Money.
I had my board of directors call TBW's board of directors, and if Allen is a part of that team, I'm sorry, Titan. I really am, but you should have been on your A game when a 7-star superstar came into the doors of your company. I mean, he wanted to fight the best, and he wanted to see if he was going to be forced to bow down to you. But unfortunately, he didn't bow down to you, kid.
Well, there is a point to be made. I said this on Friday's show, is that sometimes guys who walk into a different place, they have everything to prove. This is their moment. This is their Super Bowl. This is their World Series. This is their WrestleMania moment. And C Money, he had his moment, and it was at the expense of the hardcore king, Atomic Titan. And man, you certainly have quite a history with.
I can't believe I'm really going to say this, but I am going to say this because
Oh God,
I'm that great of a guy. No, I'm that
really?
good. I'm going to give credit
He
where
used to be the
credit is
great guy,
due.
James Taylor, instead of the good guy.
I think, and I love Jay Wild, the Prophet, and what he's doing, but I think the best thing you're probably gonna shit your pants when you hear this. I think the best thing going in TBW right now is Atomic Titan and his little thing that he's got going is the Atomic Turd. It's entertaining. It's entertaining to watch him get his ass kicked. And Atomic Titan, my hat's off to you. Keep doing what you're doing.
That was rather, I guess, a sort of compliment, a backhanded
That's
comment.
as close to an apology and a compliment he's going to get from me.
And now I'm not well. Yes, because if you saw his Instagram, he's saying basically he needs help now. He's saying help me now. He's needs help.
Set up a GoFundMe. You might get help.
I figured you weren't going to be the one that was going to help, but let me move on to more comments. A lot of people want to talk to you. Now it's more like a regular Sportswire show. The last couple I had, really weren't so regular, but it's good to be back in the Church of All Wrestling Matters. Church is finally back in session, it feels like. It feels like it's back to normal again, thank God. The last couple of shows I had were rather quieter, but that's okay. Everybody, it's all good in the hood. Kron and C Money are on different sides of the bracket, and put on your glasses. What? Are those birds there? Are those, are you trying to feed the birds?
Yeah,
Feed the birds?
thumbs up. Thumbs up. I got you, CJ. With those stupid little blue
Feed the
blocker glasses
birds.
that you had. What?
All right.
We'll
Let me
talk
get to
about
some
that in a
more.
bit.
Agreed, and it's not smart for management to force you to take your focus off of Manny Cobra before you tell. That's TBW's problem. That's up to them to figure out. We're talking ROEW tonight, but obviously, I'm sure this will continue to come up. Let me say hello to Jack Delta, the outside Jack, because I still have a lot to say about him. Two-time seven-star superstar. C Money debuted and won his match in TBW. Big man Cam, who's, by the way, I hear from the grapevine, is going to be something pretty big in XCW very soon. Jason Storm won the DKW World title, which is now the ROEW Midwestern title. Going to get to that. Aaron Blaze and the DKW guys all debuted. ROEW is the place to be. It's a good point that the champion makes because, I can't think of a company in a short amount of time that just had all these moments. I mean, take a step back, objectively speaking, right? And we always try to be objective on this platform. And you think about all the things that are said on here. All wrestling matters, and people go back and forth. Yeah, I do this. Yeah, I do that. But James, C Money goes into TBW, opens the show, and defeats a guy like Atomic Titan. Atomic Titan is a guy that's accomplished a lot in this sport. Big man Cam is going into XCW, and he's about to do something pretty big there. Stay tuned for details on that. Jason Storm defeated Omen Black. He defeated Omen Black in a venue with hundreds of people that attended. And he brought the DKW World Championship to ROEW. Aaron Blaze named his 19th company ROEW. DKW, oh, by the way, Dark Crowd and Matthew Forsaken, they're the guys that helped create Summer Bash, which has changed the game as we know it, are all now here to stay. Yeah, I think ROEW is the place to be. And it's not even close. And guys, last time you were here, called in and said, yeah, I want to be here. There was 4 or 5 guys that, yeah, could I come to ROEW? I mean, to me, it's pretty clear.
I know how to book. I know how to produce a product. And I've got a hell of a management team. And I got a hell of a social media team. And we got our stuff figured out. We know what we're up to. We know what we got to do to get the job done and make the best in all of entertainment that there is, especially for All Wrestling Matters. And our YouTube audience and our Twitch, maybe Twitter or X. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on TikTok as well at ROEW. And but I mean, this is where you want to be, because if you come here, this is the big leagues, and this is where you can make a name for yourself, and you will be known.
Look at Aaron Blaze. We talked about it. I think Aaron Blaze made the biggest statement of his entire career. I would dare say that Dark Crown and Matthew Forsaken, what they're about to do at ROEW, could be their biggest moments of their career. These guys, we know their story. Jason Storm, we're going to get to him in a few minutes. I mean, look at what he just did. Yeah. I mean, C Money just went out in front of, 2,000 people on YouTube and counting and defeated Atomic Titan. And something tells me that this is only just getting started for ROEW. I think that there's more to come. Just stay tuned and go follow and support.
Follow it, support it, and be entertained by it.
We'll come back to that. Obviously, that's a TBW issue. We obviously hope Atomic Titan does get his health checked out. Obviously, mental health is an issue. Zilla is back once again. We were wondering where Zilla was today. Where was Zilla? But now, lo and behold, Zilla is here. Have fear, no not. Zilla is back on Sportswire Radio. Okay. Hillbilly Tilly wants to say, I love seeing C Money get the respect he deserves since 2010. Looking forward to Summer Bash. Indeed, all wrestling matters. If you haven't seen yet AWL Endgame, it debuted. Yes, absolutely. Go out there and support AWL. They have worked great with us here on Sportswire Radio. They've worked great with ROEW. And I saw a little bit of the show so far, and I said it earlier. It's a great show, and you're going to see a lot of faces that you're going to certainly want to remember for a long time. Could not agree more, and thank you to Hillbilly Tilly for all that he does in this sport. DG Colt wants to say, TBW talks a good game, tells people we'll call you about dates and working together. They never do. James, you know how this will end up going bad. Again, just my opinion. Well, ROEW don't have that problem, right? ROEW doesn't have that problem.
ROEW doesn't have that problem. That's why. But hey, Bren, don't worry, brother. It's all good, man. Trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Well, that's why ROEW is up to almost 1,000 subscribers, and it's what 200 something since you took over. It's just really snap, crackle, and pop.
By the end of this year, we'll have quite a bit.
I think it's going to be 1,000 in the next month. I think we're going to get to in the thousands, like you said. You said 10,000 by next year. Would not shock me. Would not shock me with what I think ROEW has. The best is yet to come. I'm not quite sure if you want that. You might want to deny
CJ,
that.
CJ, I would not advise that, because if you do, I'll get you for harassment. All right, buddy? Okay, thanks.
He might want to do that to the young lady in ESW Shockwave. Maybe
there you go. That's the one that you've been wanting anyways.
Oh,
you're probably gonna have to owe some child support after
firework. That was the firework there for you. That was the firework.
Boom.
Alexander Kelly said, "Be right back." Gonna tell Cora. Well, she would actually, maybe she would follow you, because after all, you have more followers than her. She needs followers. She has 20,000.
You know what? I've had on my Instagram, surprisingly, and it's not them fake accounts, but I've had Natalia from WWE look at my product, and I've had Charlotte Flair like one of my videos, and actually one of my stories. And I'm trying to think of what the other one was, but those are just two to name.
I think a lot of people would be like, you know what, boy, my jaws would drop if Natalia and Charlotte Flair would like one of those posts. But that's a different conversation for a different time. And Zilla, for whatever reason, acknowledges Atomic Titan, but he was here Friday. So, but you could acknowledge him. I mean, I always acknowledge him. But
Zilla, come to the light. Come to the light.
I don't know who Zilla. I don't know. I still want to know who Zilla is, but that's okay. Yeah. If you do go to TBW, bring them some soap and Josh a bottle of Head and Shoulders. I'm not quite sure what the reference is.
I'm not going personally to TBW, Brand. I promise you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what the reference is, but I do appreciate the gesture, I suppose. Want to say hello to Mac Ted, who's going to be a huge part of things over at NEW's All Wrestling Matters hardcore tournament all the way in Massachusetts, which yours truly, his logo is a part of that. So you know what I think is funny. Well, I don't know what is funny, but it's
what do you think is funny? What's funny?
That's a good question. I would love to know.
I like jokes. I like good jokes.
Also, Alexander would like to wrestle you, but I feel like I've seen this on the Nemesis sessions before with you and him.
I think I don't want to sound like the gloating type, but Kelly, you got a lot to learn. I know you're willing to take an ass whooping at this point. I don't think you're ready for a match with somebody like me, personally.
Well, speaking of people that I think could be ready with you, one of my buddies, Mr. Big Tex of DBW, who was the topic of discussion last night with Silas Walker, who used to be one name, but now he had a eulogy on the air with us, and now he's just Cyrus Walker, and he's now actually the reigning defending DBW Global Champion. And Mr. Big Tex has an ultimatum by this coming Thunder Punch, which will be out very soon on the DBW's YouTube page, Dominating Breakout Wrestling, where he's going to decide whether he's in or out with Silas Walker and the rest of Chaos Conspiracy. Does wants to say good evening, gentlemen. And James, you ever come visit me, I'll give you a Stone Cold American Lager. That's a nice gesture. And Big Tex is in Pennsylvania. So what a small world. Hell yeah. Listen, I love Big Tex. The big man, if you get along with him, he's got a cowboy hat. He's very much in the line of how you think about things, and you just never know. I mean, listen, but he's not going to worry about Silas Walker.
Has he ever seen my stunner? I'm curious to know what he thinks of my stunner.
That's a good question. That's actually a good question. I'm sure he'll let me know.
His name's Stone Cold, so, I mean, there it is.
He's a big Twitch. He was a big Twitch streamer also. Let me say this to Mr. Kelly, just saying, do what you love on any platform. That is what makes you happy at the end of the day. Either you gain followers or you don't for it, as long as you're doing something you love. Okay, I think that's a reasonable point. What's your Twitch? I'm at Sportzwire Radio, and anybody wants to follow me on Twitch, you can watch these shows.
Are we actually live on? Are we live on your Twitch right now?
Yeah, we're you know what? People don't realize for about 4 months now we've actually been live on Twitch as well. So we're on Twitch, we're on X actually, we're on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn account. We're on all of these platforms, YouTube. We're on the PWF pages. So yeah, we're all over the place. We're also on the internet radio below, Sportswire Radio, that'll get to fully functioning, 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365-day a year. Radio station, which plays music, talk, podcasting, just, a lot of different things. So, go out there and check it out. Yeah. want to say hello to a buddy of mine that you might actually know a little bit about. His name is D Savage. He had just wrestled D'Angelo the Flame. Everybody knows him. He wrestled him in NEW's Riot in the Ring last week, and he's a guy you might want to keep an eye on. Another guy in the Mid-Atlantic Northeast area that I'm sure, maybe you've spoken to without going into too many details.
Yeah, D Savage. I've seen a little bit of his work. He looks like a hell of a guy.
Oh my God, this guy, I mean, he's another one that's just got a body straight out of Central Casting. He's just a guy that has put the work in and, for a short amount of time has made himself one of these guys, an up and coming talent that is now making a name for himself, not just in the underground, but actually in the independent wrestling scene.
Yeah. I mean, he's climbing the ranks. He's definitely doing what he's got to do to get himself known out there. Um, my hat's off to him. Maybe we'll cross paths one day. Who knows?
Never say never. Isn't that the old word
that everybody say says? Never, the three most famous words in the history of this business.
I got loads of comments here. Let me get to them. Yeah, well, I think the last couple of shows, people were like, they were waiting for this. They were waiting for something, and it was kind of, I think when I put the word out, it was at a good time. So, I kind of waited. I maybe people like the video on TikTok. Maybe people like the video on Instagram. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm sure you and Josh are both sitting back laughing and drinking beer. You all really are good pals, and I bet set me up.
You know what? I having a beer with Josh ain't no bad thing because Josh ain't ever crossed me and ain't ever hurt my feelings. So I didn't set nothing up, Titan. I swear to you, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
All right, well, I got some more comments. I think I got some funny ones. First of all, let me get to the funny one first. Do you think Zilla gets burnt out commenting?
Probably has a copy paste system going on.
Remember like one of those TV shows where they had like the person sitting there? I think it was either Futurama or The Simpsons. One of the episodes where they had like a machine just sitting there pushing like the one button on the keyboard. Maybe that's Zilla.
If it was up to me, I would. I praise Zilla to keep commenting because at least somebody's commenting, so y'all should enjoy that.
No, we have a lot of today. You being back, I think, has got a lot of people excited. But I got a good question though. JX and Jacob Collins. Now, JX is obviously an interesting name because Jason Storm talked a little bit about him, and he also addressed you. And I'm curious, what is your thoughts specifically on the matchmaker JX, who I know is also a huge part of things at Summer Bash this past weekend?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen Summer Bash just yet, but with Jason
No, neither Storm, have I, but I just know he was announced because that was announced on this platform.
Jason Storm running his mouth and attacking JX and calling him the creator, apparently. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what's going to happen or what that's going to entail. I guess we're just going to have to keep our eyes onto the next face-off. That's going to be happening next week. On top of that, Mr. Jacob Collins, I know that he's recovering well. And I know that he's coming back for revenge. So, CJ Black, I know you got a little upset when Aaron Blaze spoke Jacob Collins' name to you, and that kind of ruffled your feathers a little bit, but you're going to have to just sit there and stew on whenever he returns, because I promise you, when Jacob Collins returns, he's going to be all over you like dried gum on a park bench.
Oh, my God. That's one of the worst things anybody, when I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn and those park benches had gum on them and you sat on them, that was the worst feeling in the world. And I could actually picture those park benches, especially now in the weather that we're having. But, I want to go back to Jason Storm before I get to more comments. And I still want to give you something as an announcement, but Jason Storm had a lot to say. He's taken this DKW championship and renamed it the ROEW Midwestern title. And he also had a few things to say about you and just what's your overall reactions on some of that. I know you obviously had the video out there where you tried to pay a visit to his house, but just obviously for the audience out here, what's your impressions on Jason Storm's actions, especially when it came to renaming that DKW world title, the ROEW Midwestern Championship?
He's a coward. He's got a yellow stripe running right up the middle of his back. He thinks he's something special, and he's not. He runs around with the little jelly rolls he's got and acts like he's a big tough guy. And then he takes a championship from another company, brings it into my company, and puts the ROEW logo on it. DKW, I would like to apologize on behalf of Jason Storm because of his ignorance. I don't know why he put that on there or why he's calling it a Midwestern title.
Well, he says there's two
I did
world
not.
titles now in ROEW. There's two
That's
world
what he's
champions.
saying. That's what he's saying. Yes, he's a world champion because he won the DKW World's Heavyweight Championship. But that does not mean that it's an ROEW title. As far as him defending it, because of Matthew Forsaken and Darkron being official roster members of ROEW, I'll allow the DKW World title to be defended inside ROEW.
So what are you declaring? What are you and the board of directors labeling this championship? Are you going along and saying it's the ROEW Midwestern Championship? And if not, what's stopping the Cyclone Jason Storm to still keep that title name as he put the sticker on it for the ROEW Midwestern Championship?
That's just word of his mouth. I mean, that's just what he's calling it. As far as me and the directors go, we're going to have a meeting actually starting tomorrow morning, and we'll be talking about that. And come this week on Face Off, we'll officially be able to give confirmation on whether that's going to be a legit thing or not. Okay. So just stay tuned to that. But Jason Storm, he's got a lot going for him. I'm going to give him that. He's a hell of an athlete. He's a hell of a superstar, but he's an annoying little bastard, and he's starting to get under my skin. And when he called me out this past week on Face Off, I decided to go up to his door. I decided to knock on the door, and the little coward ass didn't answer it. I saw his stupid little Ford Ranger pickup truck that he had on the side of the road parked there, looking like a garbage can, and he didn't answer the damn door because he was chicken shit. So I was going to confront the man and give him an opportunity to say that garbage to my face, but he didn't want to do it. I was going to give that man this close of an attention span.
Ring a bell,
Let
James,
him say what he wanted to say.
Does this ring a bell?
There it is. You're more than welcome to play that for the audience who haven't seen it yet.
We are actually playing it. I'll put the volume.
I can't hear it.
And help you run shit. You're running is the diarrhea that comes out of your ass from running that damn mouth of yours. The only thing you're running is a whole bunch of orders for a whole bunch of damn cheeseburgers. Let me tell you something, kid. I am the last son of a bitch on this planet that you want to get the attention from. I watched Face Off. It was a hell of a show. And you taking that ROEW sticker and putting it on the DKW World title made no sense. What, because this is how you want to do things? Consequences come with the actions that you choose. So tread lightly, Mr. Storm, because at the end of the day, karma's a bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, boy, I would not want to be in the middle of that. And if you want to follow James, that's his Instagram there. So you certainly had some strong words for the Cyclone Jason Storm and something in his hand. And he also blamed and talked about JX a little bit there. You know, what was your impression on that, the matchmaker JX? I'm sure JX has got unfinished business. Yeah.
It's jealousy because he's been in the back pocket of CJ Black this entire time, all the way up until I gained ownership. He about had the whole damn roster, a little trickle tink thing of a roster, walk out on his sorry fat ass.
It's now a new roster now. You've expanded the roster too on top of that.
There it is. He was forced to sell the company. I saw the opportunity, got a hell of a deal on it. I cashed in, and now I've, if not doubled our roster, I've put out way better product than what he has, and all he's done is gone around and say, I run shit. You the only shit you're running is what's coming out of your sorry ass every time you sit down on the commode, buddy. So keep talking your shit because BYW, Backyard Wrestling you don't run nothing, Jack.
I got a lot more comments, and I got to try to get to everybody here.
There's flowing in, Tom.
I see it. I'm going to get to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. DG Colt is going in right now. Yeah, he's going all in on TVW. D Savage, it's fun because Titan has blocked me on here, so he can't see what I'm saying. Okay, I did not know that. Okay, well, I think he did mention on Friday's show, but I don't know why the blocking is. You'd have to ask Mr. Titan on that question. Mackie Boy would like to say, haha, that all of NEW can handle what's coming their way. And Cato, stop failing me. Ooh, we'll have to find out some of that because I might have these guys come back on here as soon as this week to talk about that. Because after all, Mac is the landlord of Sportswire Radio, and he might be due for an appearance to talk about that All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Championship. But also, congratulations to the guys at NEW because they just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations to obviously guys like D Savage, Power Surge, Justin Abel, Sane, Tyson Spade, Rhea Silver, Jake Dvorak, our friend D'Angelo the Flame was there on the Riot in the Ring, and he was a huge part of it. Doc Holliday wins it. Congratulations to Doc Holliday. Some great people. We have Rob O'Malley coming on here next Saturday, 8 o'clock. He's going to be in the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Tournament. He's going to talk about this. Just a great roster, great group of people. Very, very happy for them. They had a very successful event, and they just hit 2,000 subs on YouTube. My buddy, who also is owed an appearance here, Mr. Cameron Cage. How you doing, Cameron? I'm sure we're going to be seeing him a lot between now and July 27th at the next Resurrection Wrestling show, the Revenge Rumble. So we're looking forward to the Revenge Rumble. It'll be on July 27th, and I'm sure Cameron will be here before that. That's the point of training. I don't know what the training reference is, but also
because of the match with me, he said I'd like to have a match.
Oh, gotcha. You know what it is? It was so long ago and so many comments ago since. I just
how many you got before? I'm not in a rush.
I don't know. Could be hundreds. I don't know. I mean, I think because honestly, I had a show today, and I think people they decide, and when they see who comes here, they decide who would want to comment. Yesterday wasn't bad with Silas Walker. He had some comments. I did my Friday sports show, which had no comments. I mean, Titan was here. That drew comments. But I think you being here at ROEW, that's what people want to talk about, right? That's on the minds of people. And I think that's why people would like to talk. Plus, it's Sunday night. Where are you going on a Sunday night right now? There's really nowhere to go. It's like 100 degrees outside, no matter where you are. Following me, it sucks. LOL. Also, Big Tech said your stunner is top notch.
Thank you.
But he does mean that because he tells me about a lot of the shows. Also, D Savage is saying Atomic Titan unblock DG. He deserves it. Yeah, I mean, I'm always open. I would say if there's anything I could do, I would say, why, unblock and see if you guys could work it out and be friends. I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I think that's just what I would think, right? But we'll figure it out. Speaking of people that you had a few things to say about, and he called you a crook. Why do you think he's called you a crook, Jason Storm? The, I guess, ROEW Midwestern champion. You might call him.
I invite. This is your show, Tom, but I invite him and any other ROEW superstar that might have an issue with me, or would even just like to come on here and talk to me. Come on to the show. If Tom will send you a link, if you want to come on. Ask Tom. Let
me get through the comments. Yeah, if you're in ROEW, if you're in the ROEW locker room right now and you're watching this, you'd like to say a few words. Yeah, there's no question. This is like other shows on Sportswire. Well, I don't know if I can bring you on. No, I mean, this is different. This is James Taylor. This is prime time. The brightest lights, the biggest stage. He's all about talking to people. So yeah, if you're out there, you want to come out and hang out, you're welcome to. Savage and Surge over here lifting 400 plus pounds just for fun. Them boys built different. Yeah, if you check those guys out on Instagram and TikTok, these guys, no joke, were lifting like 400 pounds as if it was like I would be lifting up maybe like, I don't know, like my light stand. It was like
I might have a run for their money though. I've picked up guys 350 pounds plus on my shoulders, and I've got the footage to prove it. So
these guys, if you saw the way they were looking. If you saw the way these guys, D Savage, I think a little bit, but Power Surge looks like he's being, America's, tough man competition.
So let's do a little quote real quick from what was it? It was October of 1997, the first time Stone Cold ever met The Rock. Since I'm the Stone Cold knockoff, let's go ahead and put it out there right now. Since these guys want to stand up there and look all jacked up like there's something special, then I challenge them to flush themselves down a commode and come at James Taylor that way, because that shit don't impress me. You can sit there and look all jacked up, but that don't deny your skill in the ring, because I guarantee you I'm the best that there is, period, in this world.
Well, these guys would be great assets to the ROEW
Just talking trash.
I got you. No, I know that. I'm aware. I'm sure they would appreciate that. But then actually what? These guys don't back away from that. And D Savage and Power Surge just killed it literally on the Independence this weekend. Mac 10 eats stupid the
Solid
fork.
comment.
Does he know Mac 10? Does he
I
happen
don't
to?
know. I don't know who CJ Black knows, but
Fair
that was
enough.
pretty funny.
Mr. Taylor, please acknowledge me as the ROEW Midwestern champion. If not, I'm going to be forced to ruin another one of your stupid little shows.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Here
Okay.
we go. 3 times. How about that?
That was third time's a charm, huh?
Third time's the charm. What? CJ Black? I mean, I'm sorry. I just insulted him.
I'm
again.
going to hop off
Jason
here,
Storm.
fellas. Thank you, Alexander, and I will talk to you soon about coming on here. Mac 10 has 2 brain cells, and they're fighting over third place. I'm going to say that he doesn't know Mac 10, but that's okay. He's entitled to his opinion. It's not hard to understand, James. The creator created the cyclone. That is why you're a parasite. I must take control of my destiny from the creator. The master plan is only just begun.
I mean, I could find some insect repellent to take care of the parasites, and that being you, the big maggot that you are, you big bastard.
Wow, some big words there from you, James. Really big words. Jason Storm, dude, that was a great promo. You did a face-off. Bravo. Keep up the good. Yeah, listen, I love what ROEW is doing right now. I couldn't agree with you more, DJ. Zilla says the usual Zilla comment. Also, thanks, Bren. That's my best friend. And then Zilla repeats again. The ring cans, like here we go again. James is cutting another promo. The CIA actually watches them rings. Be careful. Well, you said Natalia and Charlotte Flair follow you and liked your story. I mean, so.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if they follow me. I don't think they follow me, but they did like my story. So
Close enough. Same
hey,
thing.
it was good enough for me.
Same
And
thing.
the CIA can watch it all day. I didn't come to threaten you. I came to deliver a message to you. Is all it was, Mr. Cyclone, Mr. Maggot.
Okay, well, certainly I'll come back. Serge and I trained to wrestle, not just to do choreography. Pretty much kind of what I said in a different tone. CJ Black does not want to be your favorite wrestler. Justin Parsley wants to say, nice job booking DKW guys. Legends in our division of this industry. 100 down to earth good guys. That was, I guess a big bunch of different things here. Hope you have a good night, Mac. I'll see you soon on Sportswire. But wait a minute. CJ Hack, really? That's what you think? That's nice. Meet me in the ring, brother, because you're nothing to me. Yeah. Mac does, obviously like to eat his opponents up like with a meat cleaver. But, before I do something, and I promise to actually, you asked if you want the public from the ROEW roster to have a say and talk to you. I think it's a good time before I do that, since I had been teasing throughout the first hour or so that I was going to acknowledge you in a way and obviously make an announcement for your behalf, sir, for all the things that you've done for us here in this sport, for all the things that you've done for this movement. Obviously, the Promo Wrestling Federation passing the torch, and I know we're going to start that up sooner rather than later. And, everything you've done for everything here in the world that we all love and we come to each and every day. I thought it'd be a good time to officially announce for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, the only platform where all wrestling matters. And you, after all, James Taylor, are the greatest owner in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit, that it would be my great honor at any of your convenience, sir, that I could induct you into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame for a second time, but this time as the greatest owner in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. So how is it, sir? And what do you think? And would you accept now being a 2-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, and this time in the owner's wing?
I'm honored. Well, thank you. That totally blindsided me. So
I told
thank you,
you
Mr.
it would be an
Tom.
announcement, sir.
I'm honored. Yeah. Thank you.
So you think you might want to come back and accept being a 2-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer?
As long as you'll have me and that's what you want, then I will definitely come back for that. That is how does that feel for everybody else? I think that's great.
Well, Mac 10 doesn't think you'll come back.
That's Mac 10. I mean, he's as fruity as macaroni and cheese, probably.
Well, listen, you know what? He's giving Anthony Steele probably some tough love, so I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to leave.
Okay, I don't know what that's about, but all right.
Well, I'll leave that at that. But yes, have a good night, and I'm going to see Mr. D Savage very soon. D Savage is, keep an eye on him, and Darren's happy about that. So obviously, he's very happy about that. But you did talk about that you would like to have anybody from the ROEW locker room that would come onto this platform. Now, just checking to make sure James Till? I know you're obviously a man that doesn't back away from things, but are you sure still
I
that
never backed away from a man in my life. I ain't afraid of nobody. So I mean, he can, whoever it is. I mean, if he's got a set of balls to come on here, then bring him on.
All right, so you sure? Did you
I'm
final answer?
100% sure.
All right,
Let him
you
come
sure?
on. Let him talk his trash. Let him say his piece. Whatever it is that he wants to do, depending on his whoever it is and whatever they want to say, I'll rebuttal accordingly.
You'll rebuttal accordingly.
And I've got my backup. I got my tag partner, and that's Miss Rhea. Okay.
So I suppose that Buddy Murphy you beat out to that tag partner, huh?
Oh yeah, poor Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Old Dom is gonna be upset.
Well, I think I would be upset with the commercial that they shot with him and Rhea Ripley. But you sure? Just to make sure, because I've got it all synced up for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio. There is somebody here from the ROEW locker. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. You sure? One more time. All right, so for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, we are now joined by the man that used to run ROEW. He is the current ROEW Midwestern champion. It's the Cyclone Jason Storm. Champ, take it away.
Wait, hold on. I thought you wanted to make sure I was sure, because I am sure. I'm still waiting. What's supposed to be coming on here to talk to me?
That
I see an IMF shirt, but I don't see an ROEW shirt.
Enough of the jokes.
He doesn't have to.
Boss. First of all, Tom, best owner of all time, owner's wing in the Hall of Fame. Are you fucking shitting me? Do you see me right here? I am the Cyclone Jason Storm. I am God's greatest gift to Earth. And I am the greatest wrestling federation owner of all time. I don't care what you say, James Taylor, the nemesis, you're a crook. Ever since you took over ROEW, matter of fact, let's talk about it. Weekend Warfare, Jason Storm versus Alex Cross. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm
the
not.
Disrespect.
No.
I am the longest reigning ROEW champion of all time. And as you can see right here with your dumb southern eyes, I am your ROEW Midwestern
Well,
champion.
let me ask you a question. You said something interesting, and I want to go back to that. You referred to it a couple of times here. You talked about James Taylor being corrupt, and I'm curious for the audience, what do you mean, or what would you want to share with the audience, and why James Taylor is a corrupt owner currently of ROEW?
Tom, are you serious?
I asked you the question. The floor is yours.
We've had a good relationship over this last year, a little over
year and a half. Year and a half.
I'm baffled. I just said it. Jason Storm versus Alex Cross. That's
Cross is a hell of a competitor.
For Weekend Warfare. I get Mr. Shows Up Never. What have we seen of Alex Cross since his debut, Mr. Taylor? And that's what you give me for Weekend Warfare? That is a crime. That is a crime. I'm tempted to get my legal team together, but let's talk about another thing, Mr. Taylor, because you said, DKW World Champion. He's just throwing a sticker on it. Let's talk about it, because I won this title. I went to Iowa, and I won this title from Omen Black with a separated fucking shoulder. And here I stand, still ready to defend it. You sit here and say that I'm a coward. I'm no coward. I broke my shoulder off of my fucking body. Still drag this championship out of Iowa. And I don't care what XCW or whoever involvement, Omen's Little Demons got nothing to do with me, like I've said before. I run ROEW, James Taylor. BYW runs ROEW. And you're going to see very soon your little outsider, this little, best championship run of all time. It doesn't matter, because the real champion is here in ROEW, and that's the Cyclone, Jason Storm.
Why did you need help to win the championship, though? Why couldn't you get the job done by yourself if you're such a cyclone? If you're
had nothing to do with me. I just said it. That had nothing to do
It
with
had
me. I
nothing
don't
to
even
do
know
with
who that
you.
was.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of horse shit.
You
That's all
think
I
I
smell.
watch?
You know,
think I watch
because
lower level federations? I
because
don't know who that was.
you won the title the way you did, Mr. Storm, and I'm not going to deny your ability in the ring.
You
You're
think
a
I
hell
even
of a
saw that?
competitor.
I didn't see that.
You know,
Let
one
me
thing
ask you a question, James. Let me ask you a question in a completely objective point. There was something that Jack Delta said, whether you like him or not, is that Jason Storm brought home a world title back to this company. If you were to put aside differences that the two of you have had, there's no question that there's plenty of them. But is that still good for ROEW? Despite whatever you may say or think, that Jason Storm did bring home a world heavyweight championship and defeated a guy that, a lot of people have kind of almost don't even want to face.
How
And he
many
went in
people
there and
have
beat him.
went to Iowa to fight Omen Black and went home
Let's-
embarrassed and defeated?
No,
But Mr.
okay.
James Taylor calls me a coward. I didn't go home embarrassed and defeated. You see the footage right there. You see it.
You got a yellow stripe running up your back. You didn't answer the door when I came to talk to you man to man. But
That
you
wasn't
obviously,
even my house.
yeah,
You're
you were
talking about a
busy
pickup truck. I don't even
probably having
drive a
shit,
pickup truck.
whatever, running down your back.
I don't
Anyways, let me
even
go ahead and get
drive
to
a
the point.
pickup truck.
One thing you like to do is talk over people, kid. I'm going to tell you something, okay? Congratulations on winning the DKW World Heavyweight Championship. And I said it's bullshit, but at the same time, I said it's official because we have two DKW superstars, that being Darkron and Matthew Forsaken, inside ROEW. But I'm almost ad-lib to say, listen to me before you sit there and snarkle like a little kid in church. Let me tell you something. Omen Black is part of ROEW in a sort of way. You wear the colors real proudly, IMF Foundation, blah, 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 blah. Do you know that he is the former champion? And if anything, by right, because of the DKW contract that I've seen with that championship that you're making the Midwestern title, whatever. Let me tell you something. Omen Black has deserved a rematch at any time that he wants. So how do you not know that Omen Black might not show up to a face-off or show up to another pay-per-view and declare his rematch against your sorry ass? Look at me when I talk to you.
Tom, can you translate what he just said? I didn't really understand that. I don't speak stupid. But what I can tell you, Mr. Taylor, is that me and Omen Black, we're Foundation brothers. That match, it's water under the bridge.
It's
I'm
not
the
water under the bridge.
ROEW Midwestern champion. I don't want to hear any about this DKW shit because DKW is nothing. And Matthew Forsaken and Darkron are in ROEW now. Okay. And my focus, Mr. Taylor, is the creator. I don't give a shit about Aaron Blaze. I don't give a shit about Matthew Forsaken. I don't give a shit about Darkron. I don't give a shit who comes through that door because I am on top of the world. I am the ROEW. I'm the top champion in ROEW. I don't care if you want to say, the outsider this, the outsider
Two questions. Two questions, Mr. Storm, please, if I may. Two questions. Number one, do you not give a shit about me? And number two, do you believe truly in your heart, as the ROEW Midwestern World Champion, that you can outshine somebody like the outsider Jack Delta? Do you think you can put on 7-star matches? Do you think that you can outshine what he's done in this business? Do you really think because you went to DKW, because you went to IMF and you won that title, that you're somebody all of a sudden? Do you think because
I
you're
went to
best friends
DKW?
with CJ Black? I'm genuinely concerned. I need
Let's
to
talk
know.
about it.
Assure me.
Let's talk about it,
Let's
Mr.
talk
Taylor. You
about
want to
it.
know? You want to know? Do I give a shit about you? No, I
Do
don't.
you give a shit about me?
I don't respect you because
That breaks my heart.
you're not even paying attention. You're not
I'm
paying
sad.
attention. Jason Storm would
very
never, ever go to DKW. Ever. I've said it before. You're not listening.
I'm listening to you.
Secondly, Mr. Taylor, I don't care what the outsider has planned. I don't care if this little greatest title reign, I'm leaving when I don't give a shit. I don't care about the prestige title because those rules are stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
if I
go
was
to the
still the
website.
owner of ROEW,
There is
we wouldn't have
merchandise.
some
It's actually right
championship
now.
with
If you want to get a discount, it's actually 27% off. If you want to buy
Yeah,
your own.
it's 27% off for the Cyclone shirt. If you're out of toilet paper, ladies and germs, I implore you to get this shirt.
But you know, I'm having obviously an interesting time hearing both of you. But there's somebody else that apparently has had his name addressed throughout the past 20 or 30 minutes, and he wants to come on. And James, I know you're the owner of ROEW, and I'm going to ask you, would you like this person to come on? Something tells me that you know him very well.
Yes, I am fine with anybody. Jason, I love you, man. You're a great guy. You
Well,
annoy
this
the
guy
shit
ring a
out of me, but I
bell?
love you.
He's the landlord of
Oh, I thought we
Sportzwire
were having
Radio.
ROEW superstars on here, but Mr.
He
Mac
wants to
10,
be on
welcome.
he's got a few minutes. He wanted to pop in for like 5 minutes.
I really don't care about CJ. CJ can run his mouth, but Storm, you said you're ready to defend your title. You faced the likes of Omen Black, but you haven't faced me. You think you can put up and shut up in the ring with me?
Can I say something? I know Jason can talk, but now go ahead, Jason. You got it.
I'm just a little confused as to who are you?
Your worst fucking nightmare.
That is the cheesiest one-liner that everybody ever says. But anyway,
Everybody does use it.
I'm here to
But
defend
little
my
do you
championship
know,
against people that are worthy. And there's not really many people on that list. And what makes you think that you're on the list of people deserving of a shot at the ROEW Midwestern Championship? Let's talk about that, actually.
really. You're sitting there acting like you don't know me or know of me. So let me just give you a little backstory about me. There's a reason I'm called the Deathmatch Werewolf. There's a reason I'm not afraid of anybody, especially like a little pipsqueak like you that thinks he's all or nothing. Have you been on the big stage? As in a bigger company than IMF or REW? ROEW? Excuse me?
What's bigger than ROEW? Go ahead.
IWA. Deep South.
This is the one thing me and you can agree on, Mr. Taylor. So I'm curious to what you're gonna say with this now, because what company is bigger than ROEW? I'm already at the top of the mountain. I'm where everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to come to ROEW, and everybody wants to come to ROEW because Jason Storm carried ROEW in 2023. Let's talk about that.
You're sitting there saying that you carried on, but I see that stuff's actually getting done with Taylor. I didn't even know your company existed before Taylor brought it to my attention. But there's a little company that I know that is not very little, but is worth a lot more than any company that you have stepped foot in.
The WWE?
And I know that a lot of people wouldn't know it.
Well, you mentioned one that you just talked about that I know you actually very well in, and that's called IWA Deep South, with a slew of hardcore deathmatch wrestling legends in there. And we have a little thing called Carnage Cup coming up there, huh?
Mm-hmm. And you know who I have the chance to be in the ring with, or chances to be in the ring with.
And you're also going to be at the All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Tournament coming up next month in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yep. And for some reason, Cato decides he wants to follow me everywhere I go.
Well, I'm not surprised. Why am I not surprised? I don't know. Good, but go ahead.
But no, you got the likes of Masada,
Keep talking.
Mickey Knuckles, and a few of the guys from Japan. Can you say that you've wrestled a person from overseas?
I don't do research on where my opponents are from. I just beat them up and put them to sleep. What's your point here? Cut to the chase. You're wasting my time. You said you got a few minutes. You're dragging this out. You don't know.
All right, so obviously, Mac, I'm going to give you. We'll give you 2
starting
minutes.
to piss me off.
I think they obviously are going to focus on what they're going to do toward the rest of the ROEW week. But so, are you saying here that you'd like to come into ROEW? Are you saying that you'd like to maybe wrestle a Jason Storm for that Midwestern Championship, and that's kind of why you're here to talk to James Taylor? Is that what you're here for this evening?
Yeah, I'd like it like that.
Okay.
Because you did come to
ROEW and wrestle me for this.
You did offer, and so you were ready to defend it.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Because you're sitting here pissing me off right now. If Mr. Taylor, if you can get this man to the ROEW arena, I'll happily put my championship on the line against him.
The reason that Mac 10 is here, obviously Mac 10's a star from Resurrection Wrestling. You'll see him in Carnage Cup, NEW's All Wrestling Matters Hardcore Tournament. He's also a part of IWA Deep South. We'll have. Yep, got it. Jump in.
It makes sense now. He's from the South. I don't pay attention to Southerners. I don't speak stupid. So, okay, now that we've got that out of the way, James, if you can somehow get somebody to translate, get this man on a plane, get him to the ROEW arena, drum up some entrance music for him, and send him to the ring, I will happily go out there and obliterate him. Because I guess that's what you pay me to do. But you don't seem to appreciate the art that I give to your company.
I appreciate the art that you
said my attack
provide.
On JX was cowardly?
Are you going to let me talk? Or you want to talk over me, kid?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I appreciate and respect the art that you provide for this business, especially in ROEW. The only thing I don't like about you is when you run your sorry fucking mouth with spewing all the bullshit that you do. Other than that, your in-ring ability is just fine. And granted, you were the talk of the cream of the crop of ROEW last year, but that was last year. This is 2024. This is a whole new leaf, and this is under James Taylor's ROEW, not Jason Storm's. Okay? I'm the one that's bringing in the views. I'm the one that's promoting the company better than what you did. All you're doing is running around with a strap on your shoulder and you think you're hot shit. Prove it then. Jack Delta's not gloating about how he's the champion. He's doing what he does best. So my mission for you is to go into the ring, do your business, get the job done, and show everybody why you are the Cyclone, because I don't buy it. All I see is a guy who bitches because I bought the company and he lost it. That's all I'm seeing.
You say you don't buy it. I didn't. It's not like I begged to go down to Iowa to take the DKW championship. Mr. Taylor, people want your talent to go other places.
Okay, so obviously, I got the back and forth, but in the interest of time, what Mac is here for, James, because I'm gonna let Mac go here in a second. So I want to let Jason have a few more words with you. Mac would like to obviously have a shot at Jason's title, and you're the owner, so that's something you'd have to decide. And
I'll decide that with the board of directors. We'll talk about it this week, and we'll see what we can come together. But look, I'm an open book, and I'm willing to have an opportunity to work with anybody. I'm willing to work with TBW. They just need to come to me. I'm willing to work if you're contracted still with Resurrection Wrestling. But the last time I talked to Resurrection Wrestling, they turned me down as far as coming back and having a match with them. So if we could get on the same page and we all work together, I'd be more than lovingly happily to have you come up to Michigan, get in the ring, and beat the hell out of Jason Storm. It'd be great to see that.
Okay.
Talk to your guys. My guys will talk. Let's work something out.
Fair enough, Mac. I think I actually might be seeing you this week. I actually think we might have something to talk about very soon. I'm looking forward to all of that, and we'll have to see if it all unfolds. And good to see you as always, our landlord of the Sportswire Radio and everything else that you do for us. And we'll see you soon, my friend. That was an impromptu appearance by none other than Mr. Mac 10. He is the landlord of Sportswire Radio, and that was a rather interesting appearance. But I want to let you guys, finish off here before we sign off for the evening. And let me ask you though, Mr. Storm, do you have one or two things specifically you want to address to James Taylor you haven't been able to?
I'm really just more so concerned as to why he's confused. He said he's confused as to why I'm calling JX the creator. I explained it on your show. JX created the Cyclone. JX ruined everything for me. Rewind to last year. ROEW Meltdown. JX beat me in a Detroit Riot match for the ROEW World Championship. And JX is a parasite. He's the biggest parasite of them all. So I had to reveal to the world and let them all know. And I've been doing a little research on JX, if you will. And I'll be revealing that to the world eventually. That's for another time. But, Mr. Taylor, keep your nose out of my business. Because if and when the creator shows back up to ROEW, I'm going to have to do more despicable things. And I'm going to have to do worse things than I did before to the creator. Because this time, I have to make sure that I regain control. Because ever since Meltdown, and then Omega Michigan Wrestling, Kingdom Come 2, JX just keeps having to steal the spotlight from Jason Storm. And it's made me crazy. It's just made me crazy. But
I think JX is better than you.
The point is, Mr. Taylor.
I think JX is better than you.
Away from Jason Storm.
I think JX is better than you.
From BYW.
What? I said I think JX is better than you.
I don't care what you say.
I created BYW. I helped pave the way for backyard wrestling. I helped pave for the way for you to have a platform for where your sorry ass stands every single week. Okay? I could paraphrase what you said earlier. Tom, I don't speak Northern very much. Can you translate it for me? Because I didn't understand a damn thing he said. So you're pissed off at JX, but you JX is the creator. And blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. It don't mean nothing. You versus JX, is that what we need? Do you need a match with JX? Is that what it is? You went and attacked him like a little coward bastard that you are after his match with Jack
I
Delta?
think to translate
put him up on the shelf?
For the translation, this goes back almost a year. This goes back to that World Heavyweight Championship that Jason Storm lost. And that's something that's been on his mind. And he'd like to get that back. And according to Mr. Storm, that'll help him in going a long way of what he wants. And maybe that's his way of coming here tonight and having a chat with you.
Jason, just keep doing what you're doing. But I can't stay out of your way because you're in my company now. I'm not in your company. You're in mine.
Company.
It's legally mine. It says, Taylor James. Literally, it's legally mine.
The thing you don't understand, and I've been trying to say every week on your show, I run shit.
But you don't. You don't. See, I signed the checks. I even booked the match. I even make the event.
This is why you're a parasite.
I'm not. You're a maggot. I'm not a parasite. I've got raid. I've got the pesticides around my house.
This is the second time tonight we've come up with basically pesticide information and bug spray.
Tom,
I don't know why.
Please help me here because
you must have been sucking back on CJ's old cough medicine.
For the audience, what I gathered here is that Jason Storm is obviously laid out very clear what he's looking for, and James Taylor, you certainly have time to make. Okay, and I have a bunch of comments, and I'd like to read off some.
I'm done. I'm sorry, Jason. You know what? Last thing, and I'm done. Okay, look, I am the owner. I've got a lot of money. I pay your checks, but you know what? I will publicly pay for it myself. I will go get you a therapist to check on that bipolar disorder you got. Okay?
I don't need therapy. I need to finish the plan.
Okay.
I need to eradicate the creator. Why don't you understand?
Well, next time I come to your door and knock on it, ring your doorbell, answer it, and we can talk about it in
Well, I
person.
mean, you know what? I guess that we'll have to figure that out one way or another if people will answer doors out. It's 2024, though. It's a different world. But let me get to a bunch of comments here because I want to read them off here. CJ Black wants to say, I miss when Jason was owner. Things were actually getting done the right way. Now the losers are at the top. Make ROEW great again. So CJ Black wants Jason Storm back as the owner, but I guess would that mean though? Would there be no Aaron Blaze? Would there be no DKW guys? Would there be no?
If they can pay me enough, yeah, they can come and wrestle on my show. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that you would have still brought them in.
Yes.
Okay. So you would have still brought them in. So that James Taylor had nothing to do with that. You would have still brought them in anyway, basically, if you were owning the company.
Taylor's a parasite, Tom.
I've told you I've got pesticides around the building. I ain't got no parasites.
So are you telling me also, Jason Storm, that in many ways James Taylor just stole your blueprint and that ROEW's success really comes from you, basically, then?
He's riding my coattail. That's all he's doing.
I see.
And I'm still on his show every week making sure that it's succeeding. It's not Aaron Blaze. It's not Jack Delta. It's not JX. It's CJ Black. It's Jason Storm. It's always been CJ Black and Jason Storm. Why don't people get this? It's starting to drive me crazy. Everyone's talking about DKW's and ROEW. Aaron Blaze is in ROEW. Jack Delta's the champion.
How about C-Money beating Atomic Titan in TBW? I mean, that's a big deal. And how about the fact we see JX and Jack Delta get 7 stars from Copper Dragon? He rated their match 7 stars.
7 stars or not. Did JX win the championship?
No, he did not.
That I agree with you. Get the job done.
Did you go down and beat Atomic Titan in Tennessee?
What are you talking about? C-Money?
No, I'm talking about you. Did you go and do it?
Why would I do that?
No, you didn't do it because you're sitting there bitching about the creative.
No. First of all, I respect Atomic Titan, but second of all, why? I'm in this big tournament for this lame-ass championship. Let me just go take a trip to Tennessee to go wrestle on TBW against somebody who clearly has more talent than me. It was a fluke victory that C-Money even went down and beat Atomic Titan. So he's wasting his time. C-Money's a parasite. Put him on the list. It doesn't matter. Why waste your time? Focus on the mission. He should be focused on the Prestige Championship, but instead, he's focused on the spotlight. He's focused on being a parasite.
I think the money that Joshua Allen gave him played a part of that as well. But I'll come back to some more comments. Mac 10 can't color inside the lines. Okay, I don't know. We really need why a Roman Reigns and a Finn Balor feud. I don't think this is the platform for this, but thank you for the comment. Hit the sub button for ROEW Backyard Wrestling, and give us a sub also at Sportswire Radio 6570. And thank you very much, Justin, for clearing that up for him. Wrong Byron, wrong wrestling company. Thank you very much for that. Zilla's got a bunch of her usual comments. I'm going to leave them at that. The ROEW Midwestern title is the most prestigious championship in all of backyard wrestling. Mac 10 can hide all the light tubes he wants up his butt. Storm will never lose it. Some strong words there. Okay. Big Man Cam is Zilla's favorite wrestler of all time. I don't know where Big Man Cam came up in the conversation, but yes, shout out to Big Man Cam, and he is a part of BYW and ROEW.
Shout out to Big Man Cam. Somebody who's not a parasite.
I do like Big Man Cam, but I'm not sure where he was mentioned.
Tom.
Good deal.
Tom, I kind of like you too. I know it was rocky at the beginning when I got on here, but
it's water under the bridge. Mac 10 doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Mac 10 wipes back to front. Let me get back to you on that. Mac 10 can't make it to ROEW. He got lost on his way to the bathroom.
He can't read. That's why he can't make it.
Okay.
How's he going to put in an address?
They have GPS, and maybe he doesn't use GPS, I suppose. Hi to Mac 10. Hi to the usual comments. Thank you, Zilla, for the bot-like comments. Okay, so obviously, I've gotten the gist of where we are between you two men. Obviously, you two men will always have this back and forth. And I want to say hello to my friend Angela out there watching on X. Thank you, Angela, for tuning in. I appreciate you. But I got the gist of the conversation tonight. And also, CJ Black wants to say, to confirm it for us, Mac 10 can't spell GPS. So somebody help him out with that. But, I mean, James, I guess, is there anything else that you want to say to Mr. Storm before we move on?
I just got a question for Storm. How come whenever you show up on a ROEW program like Face Off, how come the graph, the ratings go down like everybody went to go take a shit like it was a commercial break? But when somebody like Aaron Blaze or the DKW superstars come on, the ratings spike through the roof.
What are you inferring by that?
So you get a graph of your viewership. It's like your retention ratings, and it shows the retention of an actual video whenever it comes through in your program. When Jason Storm's on, it dips. It goes to the lowest of my views. My views are getting low every time Jason Storm's on the screen. But when he's wrestling, it's kind of high because I guess they're waiting for him to get his ass kicked. I don't know. But when he's on there talking, it's like, God, shut him up. What's up with that?
It's simple, and I'm just baffled. I keep having to say this, but
CJ Black's got
I wish you'd be a man and look at me in the eyes when you talk to me.
Though for him, he said obviously those fans are scared of a real man being on their screen.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, CJ, I didn't ask for your opinion. As crappy as it is,
but
he wanted to advertise.
Right, James. He's right.
His opinion don't matter.
And hello to Big Man Cam, by the way. He says hello.
Hi, Cam. Hi. But James, I'll answer your question. Your little fans, what I like to call parasites, what I would also include you in the group with, they're not like me, smart. That's the word. Smart, intelligent. They're not like that. So when I come on and I have to speak about what they perceive as horrible things I've done, they get scared and they have to go to bed and they have to go cry to their mommies because Jason Storm hurt JX. He hit him with a chair.
But I have to
cry me a damn river.
And what
I did is open everybody's eyes to the biggest parasite of them all, the creator.
Well, these parasites, these fans, mind you, in the ROEW universe and All Wrestling Matters, if they didn't watch ROEW and watch you and hope that you get your ass kicked, if they didn't watch and tune in every week, your ass wouldn't be where you're sitting at right now. You wouldn't have the house that you got. You wouldn't have that title on your shoulder. You'd probably be in some rinky-dink shithole somewhere else, but you wouldn't be in the top company in the world if those parasites didn't tune in to watch every week. Just saying. And the reason they come to watch is because this is James Taylor's ROEW, not Jason Storm's. And the fact is there.
Tom, I'm sure this is the part where you say, Jason, do you have anything that you'd like to say to Mr. Taylor? Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, I gotta get some sanitizer before I listen to him speak some more.
Go ahead. You got the floor.
Mr. Taylor, let me ask you a question. If you don't like the things I do, and you don't like me, and you think I'm, excuse me, bald, fat Mr. Clean, why don't you come to your show and try to shut me up for the most prestigious prize in ROEW? Because people say James Taylor is washed up. James Taylor, they can say what they want, but I'm a smart man, and I know that's not the case. I know that you can pull a stunner just like that, but I could hit you with that Cyclone Lariat just as fast, and I really don't like you. I may have a little respect for you somewhere inside there, but everything up there is kind of mixed up nowadays anyway, so it doesn't matter. What matters is if you don't like what I do, because my contract is ironclad. The old ROEW owner made sure of that. Shout out to my boy. You know who you are. Anyway, if you don't like what I'm doing If you don't like what CJ Black's doing, you're not going to put him in any more mediation spots. No, because I know everything's been spotty. Cam's been.
I have a
Okay.
comment from Cam, actually. He has something he wants to say to you directly, actually. As a matter of fact,
Go ahead.
I'd actually like to read that. And
Read
Angela,
that, and
I
then
know
I'll get back to my thought.
Okay, I actually do want to get this thought out there. Storm, are you a part of the foundation still, or is that shirt just for show? After what I found out at Summer Bash, I'm going to need to talk with you, brother.
Ooh. Ooh.
I have no idea what he means by that. Do you?
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Cat by the tongue now, Tom.
BYW. All that matters is Cam, CJ Black, the Cyclone are all going to be running roughshod over ROEW.
How?
And we're going to do whatever we want.
How?
Whenever we want.
When?
And I don't care
How's
about
this
your
work?
little world champion, because in the eyes of the real fans and the real people, I'm the top champion in ROEW.
Maybe I should book Jack Delta versus Jason Storm for the undisputed ROEW World Championship. What do you think of that, Hotshot? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should make that. Not saying it's going to happen. Maybe I should do that to shut you up. You talking about me? Son, you don't want me. Okay, you don't want me. You can talk all your garbage you want. If I walked through the curtain of ROEW, I'd smack you right in your mouth. And there would be nothing you could do about it. You'd bend down, pick your teeth up, put it in your shirt pocket, and you'd be like, hey, big man, James knocked some of my teeth out.
He said he would smack me in the mouth. I can't believe it. James, buddy. I'm running short on time here, and I'm not really getting paid for this shit.
You gotta go to bed.
I'll let you have 2 minutes here. You have the floor.
I appreciate it, Tom. I know it's been kind of a shit show since I got on.
No, it's what the people want. I think actually the more comments have come in, and my friend Angela saying that this is turning into something she wants to go support ROEW for, which I hope
that's what I like to hear.
Thank you.
But support for the Cyclone and the Midwestern champion. Anyway, James, it's real short and simple for you. It doesn't matter what you think you've been doing for ROEW. I've been doing this from ROEW since the relaunch.
Yes,
Jason Storm has paved the way for people like Aaron Blaze, Jack Delta, the
Dark Cron, Matthew
Forsaken, Dark Cron.
See money going to TBW and getting a win over Atomic Titan.
Have you told these individuals that?
Tom, I would include that if it made sense, but it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Explain to me how that makes sense. If I'm focused on this big tournament for this new prestige championship, why the hell would I go to Tennessee?
Like it? You don't like that? You don't like the prestige championship idea that I came up with? You don't like that?
No, because it's stupid. Why would I want to follow rules?
Because rules will get you by, and you might become somebody.
With a parasite? You want me to shake hands with a parasite? That's what you want me to do.
Yes.
That's unsafe working conditions, James.
Well, put some sanitizer. Go down to Bath and Body Works. They got sanitizer down there. You can get that. Wash your damn hands with it.
I'll have you know, me and my wife go to Bath and Body Works all the time.
Well, then, how come you don't think somebody like her's a parasite, huh?
Flavored James Taylor scent that they must have down there.
All right, well, Mr. Storm, I appreciate your time. I know you obviously have to focus on what you need to do for BYW. Congratulations on the success. I'm looking forward to seeing you later.
I know you understand what I'm doing with the whole, like, you get it, right? You understand. Like, everything
I think there's no question at the end of the day, you have laid, quote unquote, the foundation for where ROEW is today. There is no question at the end of the day, what you've done, whether it's as a performer, an in-ring talent, or when you ran ROEW, that ROEW wouldn't be where it is today. Now, James, I think, certainly has picked up, and he has done a great job into giving it that exposure, but you definitely laid that foundation to where we are today.
You have.
Thank you. With that being said, Tom, you're still on my good list for today. I appreciate for having me on. James,
I love you too, buddy.
I need a raise. But
I don't know
what. You get you a James Taylor shirt on, I'll get you a raise.
Thank you, Jason Storm. We'll see you soon. That is the, I suppose, ROEW Midwestern champion. You call him the DKW champion. You can figure out whatever it was. I think some people are wondering what we're seeing here. I don't know how I disconnect my Wi-Fi accidentally. I don't know what the reference is for it, but I might be forever live via satellite because I'm on Sportzwire every night. So doesn't that count being live via satellite, right? Does that count? I mean, I'll give you 1 out of 2. I don't know if I'll give you 2 out of 2 comments, but I'll go with you, DJ, on the forever live via satellite because we're always here live. Okay, so obviously a lot to digest there with Jason Storm and you. But before I go and get to closing thoughts here, I want to ask you your thoughts, your predictions. I know you obviously can't really pick a side, but I have to ask this to you before we sign off. Your thoughts on Aaron Blaze and Jack Delta. What can we expect, and what do you think?
The match is going to be great regardless. I think it's going to be a hell of a competition between the two, but I think Delta, being the veteran that he is going to have to carry Aaron Blaze. No offense to Aaron Blaze. Aaron Blaze is a good guy. He's a good kid. He's an up-and-comer. He has gone to a lot of different places. He's been doing this for 6 years. I know he likes to keep talking about that. 6 years is one thing, but you're still green. And you've got some talent, but this is the big time. This is the biggest show you've ever been to, Aaron. And I'm very happy that you're here. I'm very happy that you're a part of the company. But it's really hard for me to pick sides, but my gut
you
is
wrestled
saying
Jack Delta. You've been in a locker room with Jack Delta.
Right. And I haven't shared a locker room with Aaron Blaze. I haven't had a match with Aaron Blaze. Have I seen some of Aaron Blaze's work? Yes, I have. But I've seen a lot of Jack Delta's just as much. But I've wrestled Jack Delta, and I know what Jack Delta is capable of. So I'm going to have to say, and this is not biased, I'm going to have to say that Delta is going to pick up the victory. And the only reason I'm saying that is because he is the ROEW World Champion, and he's been here longer. But I'm not going to underestimate. I wouldn't underestimate
I think this
Aaron
is too
Blaze.
close to call right now because what Aaron Blaze has shown here now in these 2 face-offs, quote unquote, I mean, he's shown that he's got no fear. He's got nothing to fear when it comes to Jack Delta. He's shown, and he's coming here to the ROEW arena, and he's shown that, you know what? He's here, and he's for real. And, you put aside all the things that have been said about him. He's come in here, and he's looked Jack Delta in the eye, and he's ready to give him a fight. And, Jack Delta's talking about chapters, and he's talking about making this a long story, but they always say the toughest defense is going up a guy like this who's got nothing to lose, and he's going to make sure everybody remembers his name and in this match and the lore. And this, I think, right now is the feud right now of the backyard and the underground wrestling circuit. You've been at the top of the backyard and the underground. You have been in some wars with guys like Jay Wild the Prophet. You have been up there with Anthony Steele. You know what it's like to be in big money feuds. And Aaron Blaze has come out here and he's showing that he's ready to stay. And I think it's too close to call right now between these 2 superstars.
It's very close, but I mean, one thing I can't take away from Aaron is that he's not backing down. He's not showing that he's afraid of this. He's not showing any fear in any way. He was even standing up to old CJ Black there, who was being a complete smartass like he always is. But CJ did a hell of a job doing what he could to contain the 2 until the very end of the segment.
Well, he did obviously sort of get involved very briefly there. And
yes.
We're going to see that in a few minutes. But everybody's been talking about it. But, Aaron Blaze has shown something. He was here Tuesday, and he talked about his own personal situation. He talked about his own family. He talked about everything that he's went through in his life. And he's talked about what he's here for. And he talked about if he doesn't win this match, it's almost like he's a failure pretty much. And this, I think he might be more dangerous than anybody could give him credit for right now. And this is why, to me, this is a match you have to go to ROEW's YouTube page, ROEW Backyard Wrestling, and go watch this match because this is a generational matchup. This is a once-in-a-lifetime matchup. James Taylor, you have been in those wars. You have been in there with top guys. You're a man with 124,000 followers on social media, all platforms. You know what it's like to be seen in front of the masses. This is a match that I think we're going to be talking about, not only for the rest of the year, but probably for the years to come. And Aaron Blaze has shown that, you know what? He's not just this kid anymore that wrestled in places and people may not know the names or who he's wrestled. He's going toe-to-toe with Jack Delta, and I think it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be one that we're going to be remembering a long time regardless.
Just tune in to Face Off this week because you're going to get to see the match live in the main event.
Oh, I
Jack
cannot
Delta.
wait. I tell you what, I mean, ROEW has been putting on some killer shows, and I do agree with a couple of different things here that DG has to say. Blaze is my guy, great kid, and he is going to end up on TV. Listen, I agree with you 1,000%. That's where you and I are 1,000% almost peas in a pod, because Aaron Blaze, this kid, let me tell you something. The talent that he has, the energy, the drive, the passion that he has for this sport, there are very few people I encounter that are like Aaron Blaze, not just in wrestling, but in anything in life. And he's going to go far. Is it going to be far enough where he claims that ROEW championship? I don't know that answer. But what I do know is that Aaron Blaze is here to stay, and he is a force in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. And he might be a force in any circuit that he wants, and he could very well be the circuit breaker to Jack Delta's storybook run as champion. And we'll have to find out. I think there's no question. You got to go to ROEW Backyard Wrestling on YouTube and check it all out here. Why don't they AI generate James into an ROEW? I mean, after all, right, it's only fair. There's been talk of an AI Atomic Titan. Why not AI James Taylor? You got 124,000 followers. I mean, if we AI'd you to every show in the backyard of the wrestling circuit, we'd all have, again, thousands of views, millions of views, some would say. So maybe that's what we should go. Why not? AI version of James Taylor sounds good by me. I'm good with that. This guy Silverwolf, I'm sure you've heard of him. Sure. What?
What?
I had to do that one. Who's going to be on? I'm actually going to answer this one before we get to closing thoughts. You know who's going to be on tomorrow? As a matter of fact, he's been a topic. You want to talk about guys that have a lot to say tomorrow? Right after Monday Night Raw, the headshot, Jake Howell, is going to be here live on Sportswire Radio. And he's apparently going to have a lot to say. He's going to have a lot to say about not only everything in UWA, but everything that's been said in the backyard, the underground wrestling circuit. He's going to address that. Will he give his own headshots? I don't know. But
is he going to be wearing pajamas?
That's a good question. I'm obviously going to find out, because I'm going to be the one, I guess, is to quote DG Colt, I'm going to be live via satellite. Technically, he's not wrong. I mean, technically, I am actually via satellite, because we're here, and you actually have to be with somewhere that you're in the same room with that you're not near. And so technically, he's not wrong, but we'll find out. Would you like to see Jake Howell in pajamas or no?
Yeah, I think I'd fit him perfectly. The owner of UWA and the owner of ROEW, and he's been doing UWA longer than me. And here I come, and I think we've surpassed him. There's only like 2 or 3 guys out of UWA. I'm just going to throw this out there, no insult, but there's only like 2 or 3 guys that have actually reached out to me to talk to me and asked for advice. And
one of them is right there that he's sort of in your company, right?
There is one of them. You're right. You're absolutely right. But there's 2 others, without dropping names, that have actually reached out to me and asked me for some advice on some things with their matches, and I helped them with it, and I've given them ideas. And
safe to say, I know too.
But how come Jake hasn't? Oh, Jake don't like criticism. So Jake, you're more than welcome to say your piece or say whatever you want to say. You probably won't say nothing about me, but that sweet tasty balls, you got that because of me. So,
well, I'm gonna say that I wouldn't know anything about those things, but what I will say is that I hope you tune in tomorrow, and I really hope you watch what's about to happen between Jack Delta and Aaron Blaze. I gotta say before we get to closing thoughts, I don't know if I've been as excited to watch a wrestling match this year than these 2 guys. I know Jack Delta and CJ Black to start the year had a phenomenal match, 7 stars. JX and Jack Delta matched it. I know that there are other matches and other promotions that I'm like, I want to watch it, but this one is like, I want to stop everything I'm doing and be there for it. I mean, I think that this is a match that you have that feel. It's almost like a heavyweight title fight in boxing. You
Well,
got
you
that.
see that? You see what he's got in his hand right there? That
Yes, I
is the
do.
most prestigious world championship in all of Backyard Underground and all wrestling right there.
I'll
Aaron
tell you
Blaze is
what.
holding 8 pounds of gold right there in his hand.
He's a man that's been in 18 companies now, 19, and he wins that championship. That's going to put his career into a whole nother trajectory. And I agree with DG. This could put him up on TV. And, maybe we got the right guy after all. D'Angelo the Flame this, D'Angelo the Flame that. But Aaron Blaze right now is looking pretty damn good on my screen in ROEW. And I think he's showing he's for real. He's here to stay. And Jack Delta and Aaron Blaze are going to put on a classic, and I can't wait to see what Copper Dragon has to say about this and more. I am very excited about the future of ROEW. It has been a great time in the world of wrestling, the All Wrestling Matters movement. I want to recap a couple of more things here before we sign off for the evening. First of all, the newest members of the DKW roster are Matthew Forsaken and Darkron. They're the newest members here of our roster. Looking forward to seeing them. Also, Darkron advances in the Prestige tournament, so we'll have a lot more to see from him in the coming weeks. Also, James Taylor, you are back into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame for a second time, this time in the owner role. Very excited about that. So I'm looking forward to all of what you're going to bring probably in the next week, maybe after the match between Blaze and Delta. And I even hear through the grapevine that Mr. Blaze could be returning as soon as after that match is aired. So you might want to see what he has to say. And also to confirm tomorrow, 11 o'clock, right after Monday Night Raw Eastern Time, Jake Howell, the headshot. Somebody's going to be tuning into that one. I know I'm going to be looking forward to it. You might obviously have board of directors meetings. You might obviously have strategy sessions.
Might drop by.
You might. Oh, interesting. Obviously, one owner to another. That'll be an interesting one. And also here, we are going to have more coverage of ROEW. And also to confirm, Jason Storm was here. And he obviously laid out what he wants when it comes to JX. I also want to confirm that. And we were also joined by Mac 10, the resident landlord of Sportswire Radio. Before we get to closing thoughts, anything else you want to share?
Just continue to watch ROEW. We thank everybody for their support, for watching us, subscribing, and following. If you haven't, hit the like buttons, hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss Face Off. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Face Off this coming week. Be sure to check it out because it's going to be probably our biggest show of the year, next to what we had at the beginning. But nonetheless,
I think every ROEW
really
show is going to get bigger after the other one, so don't worry. But I actually covered you on that one.
Yep, definitely, and thank you for that. If you haven't, thanks everybody for watching. This has just been a hell of a time, Tom. It's always a pleasure to come on to your show and talk. And here it is,
Having a lot of fun tonight, and what a great way to close out this July 4th weekend, and what a great weekend it's been, especially if you're a fan of ROEW. I think ROEW just in the last week alone has generated nearly 100 subscribers on YouTube. You've seen C Money walk in, and what a moment that was. If you're just a fan of the backyard and the underground wrestling circuit, for him to go in there in TBW and defeat a guy like Atomic Titan Friday Show, Darkron and Matthew Forsaken, two of the guys that helped create Summer Bash are now official members of the ROEW roster. They wrestle each other in the Prestige tournament. Jason Storm, you can even say, started the week off last week defeating Omen Black for that DKW World Championship, renames it and face off to the ROEW Midwestern Championship. We just saw the Jack Delta Aaron Blaze face off. I mean, we've got so many things, and we're just even scratching the surface when it comes to ROEW. Just so many great things ahead, and I'm just excited for the future. And I think it's time to give you the floor now, my friend. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say? And I turn it over to you, and I pass the baton.
Thank you so much. If you haven't, go follow me on YouTube at Taft Taylor, Instagram, TikTok, Taft_Taylor, or even Snapchat. I've already gotten a few notifications of some follows, so thank you so much for the ones that do support me. All I'm here to do is provide entertainment. Go check out ROEW. ROEW is where you want to be at. ROEW is where you want to watch. You want to watch entertainment for wrestling? Watch ROEW Wrestling. All you got to do is type it in, ROEW Wrestling on YouTube in the search bar. Bam. So YouTube has just got all the eyes on it because it's just where you want to be. Yes, there's these TV programs and all this stuff and all these streaming services, but if you watch an ROEW, I promise you, satisfaction guaranteed. That's not really a catchphrase. It's just where it's supposed to be. Go to tpublic.com/ROEW and get your merchandise for your favorite ROEW superstars. We got Aaron Blaze on there. We got my shirt on there, the Nemesis James Taylor for
I had to
sure.
give you a plug. I had to give you one more.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's only $22, but I promise you it'll be the best $22 you ever spent. Nonetheless, great product. You're going to love it. And if anybody's interested, that's a wrestler out there that wants to be a part of the ROEW roster or locker room or have a match or two, reach out to me and or my board of directors, and we will definitely stay in contact with you.
And all those links are also where you can get in touch with ROEW. And we're very much looking forward to the future of more ROEW coverage. And also to mention, Big Man Cam had a rather interesting comment he had for Jason Storm, and Jacob Collins, we know, will eventually be out there, although we'll have to see if that really comes to fruition. That's obviously a lightning rod of a name that comes up in the world of ROEW, depending on where you side in the spectrum. But great stuff as always. Looking forward to getting you here after the fallout from Blaze and Delta. What happens with Storm? You invade Storm's home and no one's there, and Storm comes on here and invades your show. And we have, again, more things ahead. And obviously, also, you're going to be back here next time as a two-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. So that's going to be fun. And you're going to be joining Soldier GP and of course, this guy, Atomic Titan, is two-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famers on your own. So great stuff. You've definitely earned it. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. And congratulations on all the success with ROEW. And I can't wait to see ROEW get to 1,000 subscribers by this month. And I can't wait to see Aaron Blaze back here and so many of the great other ROEW talents. Big Man Cam's going to be here soon. Another guy, again, has a lot of great things ahead in XCW. Want to give a big shout out there. And just Jack Delta. Jack Delta's Jack Delta. And our old friends, Darkron and Matthew Forsaken. JX did a great job, I heard, at Summer Bash. Just a lot of great things. And ROEW is at the epicenter of it. Oh, by the way, this guy, C Money, defeated Atomic Titan to open up TBW Rampage 165 with over 40 people watching. You see, amazing job here, everybody in ROEW. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, that was James Taylor, the owner of ROEW. Also, he is the host of the Nemesis Sessions. He was the owner of the Promo Wrestling Federation, which I obviously own now currently. And he is also the Tyrant King, but he's not really a tyrant anymore. He's got 83,000 followers on TikTok, more than Cora Jade. And he's also going to be the newest two-time member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. He was here hyping up all things related to ROEW. So hang on tight for station identification for more coverage here with us. I'll be here tomorrow right after Monday Night Raw with the Headshot Jake Allen. Thank you so much, everybody, here for tuning in. I am the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio. And that closes the 4th of July weekend here on Sportswire Radio.